Fear. It's something we all know too well. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of speaking up, or even fear of chasing our dreams. But Mark Twain once said something powerful. Do the thing you fear most and the death of fear is certain. In today's video, we're going to unpack what this quote really means, why it's so true in our lives, and how you can use it to conquer the fears that are holding you back. Stick with me until the end, because I'll also share real-life examples from history, psychology, and everyday life that prove Twain's wisdom is as relevant today as it was 100 years ago. Let's start with the quote itself. Do the thing you fear most, and the death of fear is certain. At first, it sounds simple, almost too simple. But the truth is, fear is like a shadow. It feels huge, overwhelming, and impossible to escape. Yet when you walk toward it instead of running away, you realize it has no real substance. Twain wasn't saying we'll never feel fear again. What he meant is that fear only survives when we avoid it. The moment we act, despite being afraid, that fear begins to die. Here's an example. Public speaking is one of the biggest fears worldwide, more common than the fear of heights or even death. People avoid it for years, terrified of embarrassing themselves. But imagine this. You finally get up to speak. Your hands shake, your voice cracks, but you make it through. Suddenly you realize it wasn't as terrifying as you thought. The anticipation was worse than the reality. And the next time, it's a little easier. By the third or fourth time, the fear that once controlled you barely exists. And here's the interesting part, science agrees with Twain. In psychology, there's a method called exposure therapy. It's used to treat phobias and anxiety. Let's say someone is terrified of heights. A therapist won't just throw them onto the top of a skyscraper. They'll start small, maybe standing on a step stool, then a balcony, then something higher. Each step shows the brain, hey, I survived this. It's not as dangerous as I thought. The more you face the fear, the weaker it becomes. This is literally Twain's philosophy proven by modern science. Take Rosa Parks. In 1955, she feared the consequences of defying segregation laws in the United States. But when she refused to give up her seat on that bus, she faced her fear, and that single act sparked a movement that changed history. Or think about Thomas Edison. He failed thousands of times before inventing the light bulb. Most people would be terrified of failure, but Edison didn't run from it. He confronted it head-on. And that willingness to push through fear gave the world one of its greatest inventions. These stories remind us, the people we admire most weren't fearless. They were afraid, just like us. But they acted anyway, and in doing so, they killed the power fear held over them. And here's the best part, you don't have to be a famous inventor or a civil rights hero for Twain's wisdom to apply. Think about it. A student who fears failure finally takes the exam and learns that trying is far less painful than regret. An entrepreneur afraid of starting a business discovers that mistakes aren't the end, they're lessons. Even small things count. Talking to someone you admire, signing up for a new class, or simply saying yes to an opportunity, each of these moments is a chance to do the thing you fear most. And every time you do, fear loses its grip a little more. So here's the truth. Fear thrives in silence and avoidance. The longer you run from it, the stronger it grows. But the moment you confront it, the moment you act, you strip fear of its power. Mark Twain wasn't giving us a nice motivational slogan. He was giving us a roadmap to courage. And courage isn't about being fearless. It's about acting even when you're scared. So ask yourself right now, what's the thing you fear most? And how would your life change if you faced it today? Remember Twain's words, do the thing you fear most, and the death of fear is certain. Thanks for watching. If you found this video inspiring, give it a like, subscribe for more, and share it with someone who might need this reminder today. Until next time, be brave and take that step.